would stop drugs and criminality in 3 to 6 months.
What does justice mean in a world where the young and innocent are silenced too soon? What if your dreams disappeared in just a blink of an eye, erased by an accusation of something you never did? What if your voice was silenced forever? On the evening of August 16, 2017, a 17-year-old Filipino grade 11 student named Kian Lloyd de los Santos was shot by police officers conducting a one-time big-time anti-drug operation in Barangay 160, Caloocan, Metro Manila. Kian's story is not just about one life lost, but a mirror of larger issues of justice, human rights, and a youth caught in violence. In June 2016, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, a man that modeled himself as a father-like figure to clean up drugs and crime, launched the war on drugs, a shoot first and think later system that sparked and caused national outrage. Since then, almost 5,000 of Filipinos, both those confirmed and those allegedly accused of using or selling drugs, have been killed by the police or armed individuals. This caused fear to many people, especially at night, because even without investigation, anyone suspected of drugs could lose their life. In this time of fear, the story of 17-year-old Kian shocked the nation. Kian de los Santos was a student, a son, an ordinary teen with lots of dreams. Hardworking in his studies, helps in selling goods, he was determined to finish his studies and dream of one day becoming a police officer. But all of his dreams faded away when the night of August 16, 2017 came. He was gunned down and died defenseless. His last words saying,
"Tama na po, may exam pa po ako bukas."
Police said that they shot him in defense. He was found dead in an alley. He was accused by police of being a drug runner. Officers claimed that Kian Run drew a gun and shot at them, but according to an eyewitness, there were two men on a motorcycle who were carrying guns. They were wearing black civilian clothes. She saw the men talking to Kian. She was shocked by what happened next. They frisked him, dragged him away. Nothing was found on him. But then the men pulled out 2 sachets of alleged illegal drugs. Kian said,
"Hala sir."
But the men slapped him left and right, punched him and hit his stomach. He cried out in pain and said,
"Tama na po sir."
They blindfolded him and the police told Kian to bow his head. After 10 minutes, a gunshot was heard. From August 19 to August 29, 2017, the Department of Justice instructed NBI to launch investigation about the case. In the end, they formally confirmed that the killing was intentional, filing charges for murder and planting of evidence. Among the 5,000 Filipinos, his case is not just an isolated topic. Who knows how many stories there are just like Kian's? His story became a symbol of the human cost of the war on drugs. He was no longer just one name among thousands. His death gave a face to the many lives lost. His story showed that behind every person who is killed in the drug war has a dream, a family, and a future taken away. His death drew national attention and left a strong impact on society. Protests were held in the streets, people demanded justice, and for the first time, the nation closely watched as policemen faced trial. About 1,000 attendees joined Kian's funeral procession, but the whole nation mourned for his death. Kian's case sparked conversations about truth, accountability, and the boundaries of power. But what struck people the most was his youth and innocence. At just 17 years old, he still had many dreams. Dreams of finishing school, helping his family, and even becoming a police officer himself one day. This is why his story cut so deeply into the nation's conscience. It was not just about drugs or crime, but about a boy who should have had a good future. Beyond Kian, his story opens up the larger question of human rights and accountability. How do we protect the innocent? How do we hold those in power responsible? His death reminds us that justice is not just about punishment, but about protecting the dignity and life of every human being. Yes, 3 policemen were sentenced for 40 years and ordered to pay 345,000 pesos. But that will not pay for the lost life and dreams of a child. His mother, Lorraine de los Santos, uttered after the conviction, "I hope this served as a lesson to the other policemen. Stop killing innocent people." Her words gave both relief and the continuing fear that thousands of the families would never see similar justice. He is a reminder that every life cut short leaves behind questions we cannot ignore. To speak of Kian is to speak of every life lost in silence, and silence too is a choice. This piece is not just about remembering someone's death. It's a wake-up call, a reminder that silence in the face of injustice only allows it to grow. In today's controversial issue about corruption, where those in power abuse the trust of the people, we need the same courage and strength to push against government dishonesty. It is the way to summon the same bravery of the Filipino people to fight against wrongdoings of those people in position. The Philippines deserves better, and it begins with us finding the bravery to fight for truth, justice, and the future of our nation.